All right, it's time to say good morning to Ava Marie. She's hanging out with a very special guest on this Tuesday. Ava, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, Tony. I'm live in Clarksville, Maryland at the St. Louis School, and we're joined by the National Weather Service. I have Mary Fairbanks here, a meteorologist, and also we are talking about your newer mascot. I mean, he's been around generations of them since the 70s, but he's revamped and really helping kids learn about weather.
He is, and September is National Preparedness Month, and here at the Weather Service, our goal is to educate people, children, the public about weather safety and preparedness, and one of the ways we do that is with Owlie Skywarn. Now, originally he debuted in the 70s as a coloring book, black and white coloring book. But about 2 years ago, we partnered with a nonprofit company, Planet Now, American Meteorological Society, and the National Education Association, and we created a free online game. Children can play anytime, and they follow Owlie through different weather hazards.
Wow.
So they get to learn about hurricanes and hurricane safety, lightning and lightning safety, winter storms, flooding, and they can follow him through, and then when they finish all 5 modules, they receive a certificate.
Wow.
And they become a young meteorologist.
Oh, wow. If only something like this was around when I was, you know, a younger kid, because I've loved weather since I was a child, but I really had to go out of my way to find resources. You guys are doing a really great job to spark that interest early on, and even just to make kids aware of weather safety.
Absolutely, and that's very important. It's an important job, what we do at the Weather Service, to keep people safe, as well as building a weather-ready nation. And you know, if we can start with the children, they bring that information back into their families and communities. And that's the key with Owlie. The online game, the Young Meteorologist game, the children go through the different modules, but then they take that learning and create service learning, and they bring it back to their families and to their communities.
Yeah. So Owlie is going to the digital age as well, so he's actually going to be tweeting throughout the morning. So if you want to join him on Twitter, we have the Twitter handle listed on our air right now. It's Owlie, well, it's Owlie, but it's spelled Owlie Skywarn NWS, and I'm going to be retweeting them as well. So join us all morning long as we get to learn about Owlie, or Owlie. My goodness, I'm going to have to say that right. Owlie the Owl. Ava Marie, WBAL-TV 11 News.
That's the latest on Traffic Pulse 11. Now we check in live with Ava Marie, and she's joining us this morning from Clarksville with a look at the forecast. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sarah, and I have a lot of help with the weather here today. I'm live in Clarksville at the St. Louis School with Owlie and his wise guys. But first, let's get a look at the temperatures. A little chilly out there, isn't it, kids? We're seeing temperatures in the 40s in places like BWI, Thurgood Marshall, a little bit warmer downtown where it's currently 55 degrees, and then we will be warming up as we go into the afternoon. A lot of sunshine expected today. All of those details are coming up in the 7-day forecast. First, we're with Owlie. He is the mascot with the National Weather Service, helping to get kids excited about weather and also preparedness. Here with Katie Garrett, and we have his wise guys, and we need to join them. They have some fun glasses on.
They do have some fun glasses. So.
This is how we got to do the segment here today, but this is so neat. What a cool program for kids.
Right. This is something new that Weather Service is taking into consideration. We don't have a real outreach component right now that focuses on education and safety, and that's what we really want to focus on at this point in time. We've started Facebook and Twitter pages where you can follow Owlie, and he's giving you good safety information and tips, and we have also started the Wise Guys program. And so these guys over here are actually our Wise Guys in training. So
they look pretty wise with these glasses on. Look at those. Yeah.
So
I love it.
You have to do 3 things to become a certified Wise Guy. 1, we have a very cool game that teaches you weather safety for hurricanes, winter weather, tornadoes, flash flooding. You go online, you take this game. It takes you maybe an hour in total. You can do it in pieces. Lots of fun. So that's your first requirement. The second one, we want everybody to have a safety kit at home. So
yeah, we're going to actually be showing that at 6:45, some tips to help your kids.
Exactly. And then the last thing that you need to have to become a certified Wise Guy is a communications plan. This is so that when something does happen, you know who to call, you know how to get in contact with your family, and most importantly, you know you need to know where to go so that you can reconnect with your family again if you do have to evacuate your house.
Yeah, these are all great tips for children to learn even at an early age. I know these guys have been playing the game so far online. What have you learned so far through the game?
I've learned that you should have a disaster kit, and for the lightning, you should, if you decide if it doesn't look like there's a storm, Owlie decided to go into the pool, and then there was a message egg, and then
That told him to take shelter, huh?
yeah, because a pool can carry electricity.
Yeah, that is a great thing. People want to go out swimming, but if there's a thunderstorm, they should be careful. So these are all great things that they get to go step by step in a fun way to learn about weather safety. So we're going to head back to Tony in the Weather Center. And Tony, I know I told you yesterday we were going to do this story, and I said that was a mistake because the longer I give Tony to come up with some jokes, the worse it is. I always like to just, you know, give you as least preparedness as possible.
First, let me just
throw it at us.
Let me just say, I wish there was a program like this when I was a kid. I would have loved it. Harry Potter's got nothing on Owlie's glasses. I dig those. Bring me back a pair of those. And I just found out that Owlie's going to be tweeting with you online. Is that right? Or
yeah, you know how I love Twitter, but we're hooting today.
That's what I was. You stole my joke. Oh, man, I was going to say he's hooting instead of tweeting. But anyhow, give a hoot, Ava. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Time is now 6:35. It's 44 degrees. Let's take another look at the weather with Ava Marie.
Yeah, joining us live from Howard County this morning with some fellow meteorologists, although a bit smaller. Hi, Ava.
Yeah, they're wise guys in training here with Owlie. He's a mascot with the National Weather Service, helping to get the word out about weather safety to children. But this is especially important. Now, you may not know, but today is actually the 12th anniversary of that F3 tornado that touched in College Park, Maryland. 2 fatalities that morning. And Mary Fairbanks here with the National Weather Service. I didn't even realize that you were actually related to those 2 girls.
Yes, Colleen and Aaron Marlette, who are actually alumni here from St. Louis, are my cousins. And they were actually the 2 fatalities.
That is
in
so
the College
sad.
Park tornado.
The saddest part about that is I think they ventured out and didn't even realize a tornado was coming at them.
Right. They knew there were storms, and they had just left their father, who was at the Maryland Fire Rescue Institute on campus, and they got in their car and headed home. And so they knew there were storms, but were really unaware how severe they were.
Oh, how sad. And then their car ended up being picked up
Yes.
by the F3 tornado. But it just goes to show that with the weather, you know, you can never let your guard down. So teaching kids at an early age to respect the weather and to stay aware is really a great thing.
It is very important, and especially for me, it really hits home as to why it's so important for kids to understand the hazards, understand the risks, to be prepared, and to just be aware.
Absolutely.
To be aware of what's happening around them and what's going to happen.
Absolutely. And when we come back, we're going to bring Ollie's wise guys back into place, and they're going to talk about some simple things that you can have in your home to stay prepared in case of bad weather. So we'll have those details coming up. First, a quick check at the 7-day forecast. Fortunately, this week, the coast is clear. A really great week for outdoor plans. Sunshine almost every single day, and notice how temperatures are comfortable in the 70s. We're starting out chilly these next couple of days, but the night should even get a little bit milder towards the end. Next chance for rain all the way until Sunday, so we'll definitely be waiting for that. But when we come back, Owlie will continue to join us. Stay tuned for those safety tips.
All right, it's time to say good morning to Ava Marie again. She's hanging out with the folks from the National Weather Service today. Ava, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, Tony. And we're hanging out with their mascot, Owlie, and he is an owl, and he's getting kids excited about weather safety. And your kids at home, too, can become a wise guy with Owlie. Basically, they just have to complete 3 steps. So to talk about that, I'm here with Mary Fairbanks. We have a group of children who are going to come out. One of the last steps they have to do is learning about things you need to keep your house and your family safe in disaster.
That's right. What they need to do, the 3rd step, is to assemble a disaster supplies kit. So it's a kit that's readily available, already put together in advance, so that in case you need to evacuate on a moment's notice, you can just grab the kit and go. Or if you need to shelter in place, you have everything there at your disposal.
So let's get them started. We'll start bringing out the different items, and we can talk about the things we need.
Okay, so here we have water, and typically what we need is we need a gallon of water per person, and you want to have enough for 72 hours.
Very good. Okay, and we'll probably have to bring these out a little quicker so we don't run out of time.
Okay.
But food is important, obviously non-perishables.
Yes. And then the other item, which is very important, is a weather radio or transistor radio so that you can get the news, get information on evacuation plans. We have a first aid kit that's important. You want to always have your medications, your glasses, things like that that you need.
Very good.
Also, we have important papers. We have important papers, birth certificates, cash, any incidental tools that you would need. We also have flashlights. We have a flashlight for grown-up. Kids always like to have their own flashlight and extra batteries. And then just in case. You never know what the weather is going to be like. You have a blanket and some extra clothes.
And one final one to bring out.
And lastly, we have things that will keep people occupied and happy. Scrabble,
point.
soccer ball, books, cards, just to keep their mind off of actually why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. These are all great things. You can keep it all in one little container in your house so you know where it is. Everyone knows what to do. And the great thing is this really just prepares you for whatever might happen with the weather. We saw in Colorado that people with the flooding were displaced from their homes or trapped in their homes. You just never know when disaster is going to strike. So your family can feel prepared with all these things.
And everyone in the family should know where the kit is and be able to access it.
Very good. Okay. We will continue to talk about this in on the 7 o'clock Plus channel. Ava Marie, WBAL-TV 11 News.